Hi families and friends, I'm Erin Palmer, school occupational therapist, and I'm so happy to join you again today. I want to first say hello to my friends. Maybe you're joining me today. Hi friends. Hi. Can you say hi, Miss Erin? Hi, Miss Erin. Hi. It's so good to see you. I hope you had a really nice weekend together. Maybe you even got to spend some time outside. It was very sunny and warm this weekend. Today, we're going to be talking about ways to use Play-Doh, not only for fun, but to also work on some of our fine motor skills, build up some hand strength, and then we'll also be making a flower out of Play-Doh, okay? So for this activity, really, all you need is some Play-Doh at home, or something similar, and a few other things, but I'll get into that if you have them. Other than the Play-Doh, you really don't need anything else. So we'll get started. First, when you work, sometimes I just like to work, on the table, but sometimes it can be helpful, not only to protect your table, but also to kind of give like a defined area to where you're working. You could use a cutting, I have a plastic cutting board, or, this is my placemat. You could also even use a cookie sheet, a baking sheet. So those are just, some ideas if you want to kind of contain the Play-Doh, or you just want to make sure that the Play-Doh is staying in a particular area. And so I think I'm going to use this one because it looks like it's showing up really well on the camera. So I'm going to put aside my other one. Okay, and then what do I need? Play-Doh. You can use different colors, that's fine, or if you just have one, that's okay too. A lot of times Play-Doh can be a little bit hard to open, so I pre-open it and then I ask my friends, friends, can you help? And they can, maybe with your assistance, open. Yeah, there we go. That's a really nice kind of magenta Play-Doh. So I'm gonna take that out. Sometimes my friends take it out on their own, and sometimes they need a little bit of help, and that's okay. When my friends have little hands, it can be helpful to use just half of the Play-Doh at a time. So, you can split it up. And then that way too, you can have Play-Doh as the grown-up or as the parent, and you can model what your child is doing with their Play-Doh. And just so you know, with a lot of these, I'm giving hands-on help to my friends. And that's fine. You can give some hands-on help, and if they don't need that assistance, that's fine too. So kind of, just meet your child wherever they are at with that. And then of course I do want to just mention, safety. We, our understanding is that Play-Doh is non-toxic, but of course we don't want our friends to be eating it or putting it in or near their mouths. And so we just encourage, Play-Doh to be used with our hands and not, not near the face. So, okay, so here I have my Play-Doh. I'm gonna start with just half of the Play-Doh, and I think I'm gonna move this too. And I wanna show you just some basic, sorry, I'm moving a couple things, make it easier to see maybe. Some of the basic forms that we can make Play-Doh into. And the first one I like to use would be a pancake. So here we're trying to get our hand flat. We're trying to use the base of the hand, the heel of the hand. We're gonna make a pancake. Oh, push, push, push. And we're pushing it flat. And I really like this one, especially if there's any way for your little one to be standing and doing this, because they're putting weight into their arm, bearing weight, and pushing, and all of that can kind of help to, as we would say, wake up those muscles help to them to activate and engage. And there we go, there I am making my pancake. If they want, you can use 2 hands, pushing down, push, right? And here, we have an awesome pancake. Now, we can also roll it up. This time we might use 1 hand, again, fingers flat, and we're rolling it up like a roll up, like a fruit roll up. Sometimes we say like a burrito, or maybe there's another food in your family that this kind of looks like. Look at that. Nice, very nice. I like that one. I'm just going to show that to you one more time. So here we made our pancake. Pushing down, trying to get it flat. And even if it's not flat all the way, that's okay. Now we're rolling it up. Okay, we can use our straight fingers to roll and push. Oh, very good. All right. Now from here, this is a great way to make a noodle, or sometimes we might call it like a log or a snake. And so we're starting from there. So we would roll it. Here we go. And so here we can use 1 hand at a time, and then switch hands. This way we're giving both hands a chance to try this, to feel the Play-Doh, and to work. Again, we're trying to keep our fingers straight and take some control. And then if we can always use both hands together, like a rolling pin. Oh, there it is. What a nice noodle. Look at that noodle. Now, if, we were making a snake, I could even take my pencil and make 2 little eyes there. That won't hurt anything. Sometimes we do that. But I think I'm gonna call it a noodle. And now from my noodle, this is where we get a chance to use those pinching fingers. Those pinching fingers, the ones we're trying to help learn to coordinate, to hold a crayon, right? To hold a crayon, to hold a pencil, a little pencil. Basically, we're trying to work on coordinating the thumb and the fingers, especially the first finger or the second finger, that pinch. And so what we do is we can hold down the Play-Doh with 1 hand and pinch and pull a piece. Hold and pinch. Good. We also have to kind of coordinate moving the helper hand over. Hold, pinch. Good job. Just like that. Pinch and pull. So now we're getting all these little pieces of Play-Doh. This is awesome. So I'm just gonna finish that here. Now, of course, you can take your other log and use your other hand to kind of repeat that. So there's my log. It would be the same thing, right? Just pinch and pull, pinch and pull. And if my friend is maybe using their whole hand or more of their fingers, that's okay. That's okay. We're just trying to use the strength that we have, coordinate those movements, pinch and pull. If those pieces that you're getting are a little bit bigger, that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna go with what we've got. Very nice. So now we have a lot of pieces here, and I think this is a perfect time to talk about what else we can do with them. So I'm gonna turn my Play-Doh here. Take these off for a second. Now we can practice using an isolated finger, especially the index finger. If your child doesn't point, with their index finger, that's okay. I know some of my friends, they tend to point more with their thumb, or maybe they're using a couple fingers. So whatever we're comfortable with is fine. Or if you want to try to encourage that index finger isolation, you can with some hands-on support. So what we would do next is point and squish. Ooh, that one jumped. Okay. Point and you can say squish or push. So it's kind of up to you. Point and push. A lot of times I'll say push because that's the cue we use during gluing when we put our paper on, and then we have to push down. So push. Good. Push. 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 And push. Very nice. Nice job. And you could always do the same thing with the other hand, right? I think that's a great way. And you could use your same Play-Doh or fresh pieces. If you're using the same ones, you can leave them as is, or you can even just kind of smush them up again so they have a little more feedback when they push down. Good job. Push. And I love Play-Doh because you can really see if you're pushing firmly what happens. You know, it's like a cause and effect. You push and it squishes and it leaves a fingerprint. Push. Oh, nice job. Now, once you've tried pushing with your fingertip, you can also try some pinching. And this is one of my favorites. So if you have a container, like I have an old Cool Whip container, so I'm just going to use that. So that's here. You can ask your child to pinch so they can squish it and put in. So now we're kind of doing two steps here. That's a little tricky. You can always start just by squeezing or squishing, pinching, pinch. Good. Pinch. So now we're using the fingertip and the thumb. Pinch. Pinch. Good. Pinch. If you want to coordinate that movement, then you would pinch. Oh, good. Put in. And here we are. So now we've kind of added a second and third step, really. We're pinching, take, put in, right? So we're getting a pinch, we're holding, releasing. Sometimes that release, it likes to stick, right? Likes to stick on your fingers. It's okay. Put in. Good job. So that is, that's one of my favorite things to do, is to transfer the Play-Doh little pieces into another container. So that's a lot of coordinating what eyes are seeing, what the hands are doing, getting the pinch and the release, trying to use our arm to reach toward our container. All these great skills that can be a lot of fun too with our Play-Doh. If you want to take it to the next level and you have a lid, I can show you how to incorporate that. So basically you would take a lid that can be cut, and I like to fold it in half. I take grown-up scissors, so this is a grown-up only part of the activity, and I cut. And now you see here, you can see there's my finger. I have a nice little slit in there. I'm gonna put that back on, and I'm actually gonna use some tape to go over that slit. Ooh, that didn't work. Okay. Sorry, sometimes. Okay. All right, I'm actually gonna make it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna make it just a touch bigger, and that I'm just kind of enlarging. enlarging the opening a little bit and putting a little bit of tape around there. And the reason I'm doing that is to kind of help direct my child visually where they want to put the Play-Doh. Okay. So I use some tape. You can also use some stickers around. Like here is, I have another container with sour cream. So here we are, we're cutting. I'm actually gonna cut a little triangle just on this one. And it makes it a bit bigger of a hole, and I can put my stickers sort of around the edge. Again, this is to kind of draw, be a visual cue or visual reminder, help them find where the Play-Doh should go, where they're trying to get their Play-Doh pieces to go in. Because a lot of times that could be a really big opening, couldn't it? I mean, or a big lid, excuse me, and it might get a little bit lost. So here's just another one. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know. And if I did want to mention, this is an old baby formula container. I know a lot of families use these. You might have one hanging around. If you don't, that's okay. But I actually really love them for putting in, because they have, the lid has a little hole. So if you happen to have one of these handy and available, this makes a great container for what we're going to do with Play-Doh. Okay, so I'm going to show you here with my Cool Whip. So we're kind of going back to where we had our small pieces of Play-Doh. Now we're going to make it a little bit trickier, right? We're going to increase the task demand. So instead of just putting into the open container, we're going to take and put in, and this time they have to kind of push, 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 and it might take a few pushes to go right into the container, right? Good job. So, and if you need to make it bigger, you can. I'm making the hole a little bit bigger. Like this. I guess I should have put the tape on first. Take, put in, push. Good job. Take, put in, push. Good job. So here we're getting our pinch, our reach, and then a little finger isolation. Push. Yep. Take, put in, push. Oh, very nice. So that's how that works. We're just taking, putting in. Some of those pieces might be small enough that they just go in. Others, you're gonna have to push and push. Very nice. And then we can shake it up. We can hear that Play-Doh rattling around in there. So that's another option. Just a few more things with Play-Doh that I really like. Going back to the snake, if you want to work on any scissor skills, then like we talked about a little bit last week, you can definitely do that. These are the loop scissors, and you might be holding, helping your child as they open and cut pieces from the snake, or cut a pancake, right? The pancake is a little bit longer but flatter. Cutting, open and cut, open and cut. Good job. Yeah. Also, if you don't need these, but I know some of you might have Play-Doh tools at home. Some of mine are from different kits. Some I think were from the dollar store. You might even see a Play-Doh knife, you know, different hammers with different textures on there. Here's like a crab or a pineapple. Feel free to incorporate those. And if you have cookie cutters, you can always use those. Just different ways to kind of, you know, use both hands. We're pushing down. We're looking for that cause and effect. Oh, I did this, what happened? And then we can kind of see. I do like the Play-Doh plastic knife, of course, always with supervision. If you don't have one of these, you can always try a disposable plastic knife. If you have a shorter one, that often works a little bit better because little hands, little crayons, same thing with utensils. And so even if they're holding just like this, that's fine. You know, just trying to hold and cut. And that's really cool to see. And it's kind of a cool sensory feeling to cut through Play-Doh. So if they can, we'll use both hands. If not, get a little bit of support and cut. And cut. Wow! Good job. Very nice. Okay. So now we have all our little pieces. So we're gonna go into kind of one more thing that we can do with Play-Doh, and that is making a ball. And so especially with smaller hands, we might use a smaller piece or a couple little pieces of Play-Doh. We're trying to keep both hands straight, and to make a ball, you have to go in a circular motion. And that can be, you know, a little bit of a challenge to coordinate, but it's fun to see it come together, right? Or the ball might turn out to be a little bit of a different shape, and that's okay. So we're making a ball, we're rolling, rolling, rolling. Oh, good job. Yeah. So you can always take those little pieces that you made and make a few balls. Can you make 3? Can you make 3? So there's 1, 2, and 3. And maybe you do more. Maybe you end up with 5 or 10. And I love to count Play-Doh because it's a great manipulative here, and they can push down as they're counting and really feel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 pieces of Play-Doh. Good job. Very nice. All right, kind of our last thing that we're going to do now is to make our flower. We're going to use a few of the motions, and I'm going to use a few different colors of Play-Doh because I happen to have them here and I thought it'd be nice. So first, we're going to start with a log or a noodle. Take this out of the way. Sorry. Okay. All right. Open. Open. Oh, there we go. Here's our Play-Doh. Okay, so I'm going to start with our log or a noodle. Straight hands. Hold and roll. Rolling. We're rolling. Good job, friends. Very nice. Oh, let's try our other hand, okay? We're rolling. Good. And this is going to be our flower stem. Oh, what a nice stem. What a nice stem. Okay, I'm going to put it, actually I'll put it to the side. Now we need a pancake. Can we make a pancake? Let's see. Here we go. I've got some nice orangey yellow, taking just part of it, about half. And we're going to make a pancake. Push. Push, 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 push. Here it is. There's our pancake. That's gonna be the top of the flower. Now we need some petals. Petals for our flower. We'll go back to our red here, purple. And we're gonna, let's see if we can make 6 petals. So I'm gonna pinch. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm pulling, I'm pinching and pulling. 4, 5, and 6. Oh, great job. Now from here, you can do a couple things. You can make your petals into balls. Actually, I'm gonna move this onto the table because I think it might show up a little better. Okay. So you can make these into little balls if you want, right? And then you can even, after you're done doing that, push them down. Can you help me? Push. Oh, good job. Push. 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 And push. Oh, very nice. What a great flower. We have our green stem, our orange center, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. So that's a great way to kind of incorporate some of the different hand movements and coordination, and then cleaning it up is also a great way to practice that again. So, okay, if our flower is finished, it's time to clean up. Let's put away, put in, ooh, those are big for my container here. So I might take the lid off, put in, good. Or you can even clean up using your regular Play-Doh containers. Put in, good, put in. So just like that. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a chance to explore and play with Play-Doh and just, have a good time. Any way that you're helping your child use their hands, coordinate what they're seeing with what their hands are doing is just great. So thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.